Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today we are going to make a prototype, Superking prototype, not GT, not Cho-z, Superking prototype of the next Superking Beyblade that's going to come out on September 19, which is World Spriggan. And as I've said, we're going to be using Superking parts, Superking rings and chips only, unlike what you've seen or probably have seen in YouTube where they use GT layers. So first, let's start with the chip. The Spriggan, the World Spriggan chip, looks like a knight, so same as the Valkyrie. So I decided to choose these two. This because, like the Spriggan chip, it has metal in the center, so they would probably be almost at the same weight. Well, this one is golden red, so yeah, we're gonna be using these two chips. With this one, I'm not sure yet. I'll tell you later why. Next is the ring. So first is the glide ring. Why did I choose this? The glide ring is supposedly for stamina, right? But actually, if you look at the shape, it has this small protrusions that are actually also good for attack. So it has stamina, it has attack, and somewhat, since it's kinda circular, it's got defense. Look at the Cho-z Spriggan layer. Somewhat circular, but it has this small protrusions that are actually also used for attack. So I think this is closest to this in terms of the function of the shape of the ring. You can also try and use this, but this is too light, and this shape is so consistent with the spikes, so kind of far off from what we're trying to achieve. Since we have two of these, we're gonna use the heavier chip on the orange one. This Lucifer chip is tight. And then the next one, since it's gold and white and red, there. But the problem with this one is, since it's Spriggan, I need a right and a left version of it. So this is where I'm kind of confused which to use. Since I do not have a left spinning chip like this, I'll be forced to use Fafnir. Mirage Fafnir is the only left ring that I have which can probably imitate the function of a left spinning Spriggan. Spin stealing, stamina, and it's kind of circular somehow in the shape. So yeah, this definitely is the one I'm going to use in right spin, but with left spin, I think for the demonstration we're going to be using left spin ring instead. So we're not going to be using this, so it's going to be this too. Okay, now let's move to the chassis. Since the new World Spriggan is gonna use 2B, but what other chassis are we gonna use? Then 1B. So definitely gonna use a balanced chassis, since it's gonna be using a 2 balanced chassis. So we're gonna put this in Fafnir. There. The next is we're gonna use 1S. So that we'll be able to use a forge disc. The new chassis of Spriggan is somewhat like yellowish orange or goldish orange. So we're gonna use bump because it looks like it. It has good LED and attack. It's kind of balanced frame to use. And then the 00 because it's the heaviest of the discs. We can also use expand frame, you know, because it's wide, has LED as well. But for the looks, since it's kind of orangey and this is orange, we're gonna use this. So we're not gonna use this. So we already have those. Now, for the drivers, we're going to use 2 very famous Spriggan drivers, the Unite Dash and the Zeta Dash. So the difference between these two is this, you can change mode prior to battles. So in between rounds you can change modes. It has 3 modes. This is actually a fusion of 3 drivers. This is the defense driver. It looks like the defense driver tip. Then this tip, which looks like a foot, is actually the quake driver. It's for the attack. And lastly, stamina driver, which is fusion. Yeah, that's fusion tip right there. So you can change mode prior to the start of the battle. That's what you can do with this. So this came with Cho-z Spriggan. With this one, you can get this by buying the random booster 17. This came with Bushin Valkyrie, the pink, blue, green one. That's why this is like neon green pink. It's a very colorful combo. So what what call this again? What Unite Dash has is that it has a plastic tip, which is for stamina, and then it is surrounded by a rubber covering, which is for attack and defense. So this you can change mode prior to the battle. Its performance changes during the match, so you don't have control during the match. You can only control the launch on how it will perform during the start of the battle. For example, if you launch it straight on, the plastic tip will touch the stadium and it will stay in the center. And then, if it gets hit by other Beyblades, it will somehow tilt. So the rubber will then give you 2 abilities. It will give you somewhat a defense because it will grab on to the stadium, preventing KOs, right? Now, instead of it getting KO'd, it will move like this. So usually if you get KO'd, you're gonna go out, right? But with this, it's gonna move like this. It's gonna make small flower patterns because it's been tilted by the attack of the opponent. So yeah, it will give like a counter attack. So it's in stamina mode, and then it gets hit, and then boom, it will hit your opponent back again. So that's the characteristics of the Unite driver. This is the Unite Dash, stronger spring. So yeah, these are the two drivers. We're also trying to pay tribute to the Spriggan line, so we're going to use two Spriggan dash drivers. We're going to use the more the one that has more stamina and defense on left spin. So we're going to use that on Mirage, Fafnir, right? And this, we're going to keep this in defense mode for Glide. Glide Lucifer. So there. Oh, for the opponent, we're going to test them with my ultimate Valkyrie combo. Has ultimate reboot. Not the dash one, because the dash one is black, so I like the blue one better. Besides, it's hard to really burst this combo. Yeah, so they're going up against this. So my two prototypes versus this. 4 rounds, alternating launch. Let's see what happens. Let's go. Okay, so there. They actually did pretty okay, and especially this one. This one had more stamina, although in defense mode. Although in Zeta Dash, the defense mode is the best mode. Yeah, since this is heavier, it kind of performed better, I think. And this one, if you look at the battle videos, I tried to launch it in a straight down way and in a tilted way. And you can see there that it made flower patterns when it's tilted, and then it stayed in the middle when I launched it just like that. It's pretty fun driver to use. It's really. Competitive wise, I'm not really sure, because of course when it comes to tournaments, the drivers with LADs are mostly the ones that are used. But for me, instead of using rubber tips, because I'm not really a fan of rubber tips, this could be somewhat a better option, because rubber tips, they're good for attack but very low in stamina. With this one, if you launch this in a flower pattern, later in the game it will stay in the middle, giving it more stamina. It's more controllable. But if you're looking for hard hitters like that goes around the stadium, moves fast, then this is not it. But it's really fun to use. So I'm happy that we're gonna get a new one. I can keep on using this one now, because this is part of my collection. Yeah, I like the new one. It's gonna be red and yellow. So that one I'm not gonna use. This one I'm gonna keep on using. So yeah, that's it for my video. Thank you for watching. Bye. Keep safe.